In New York Magazine, an article by Freddie DeBoer wrote, and it's titled, AOC is just a regular old Democrat now. For those maybe just listening, if my sarcasm wasn't leaking off enough, my eyes are also like rolling in the back of my head. I'm gonna read you the first like paragraph or so, and then we'll dive into this. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's recent appearance on the Pod Save America podcast, which is full of, by the way, Pod Save America is more like a center-left podcast. That's fine. If you listen to that, that's fine. We can disagree politically. They're former Obama staffers. That's the problem that this person has. That's why he's saying this. For me, and this is now quoting again, for me, the feeling of a final disappointment, the kind that's a little sad but brings a set of quixotic hopes to a close. I don't even know what that word is. AOC appeared on the popular Crooked Media show to announce her endorsement of Joe Biden for president in the 2024 election. To deliver that particular endorsement while appearing on that particular podcast, where former Obama administration staffers defined the limits of acceptable left-of-center opinion, was to send a very deliberate message. It was AOC's last kiss off to the radicals who had supported her, voted for her, donated to her campaign, and made her unusually famous in American politics, the beneficiary of a wholly unique cult of personality that is now starting to come undone. Now, I'll put this in the chat. Those who are interested, you can go check that out. This is complete crap. Okay? Here is this is leftist political purity testing. And I say this as somebody that has been labeled as far left as they come, basically. And I am unabashedly progressive. I wrote an entire chapter of my book about AOC's journey to become congressman or congresswoman and what the Justice Democrats did. These same people will talk about how the Justice Democrats hasn't done anything. They just, they don't even support like real progressives. They don't do anything. They've only flipped like 12 seats or 13 seats. We only got Jamal Bowman, Ilhan Omar, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Greg Cesar. I don't know if Maxwell Frost is part of that, but, Ro Khanna. We don't, come on, guys. There's only 15 or so. The leftist purity on some of these things is so infuriating. I'm sorry. AOC, one, knocked off the number 2 Democrat, Joe Crowley, in 2018 in one of the most unprecedented political upsets in the modern era. Okay? Number 2, AOC endorses more more primary opponents to incumbents than any other congressman, any other senator, etc. in the United States as an elected official. AOC has done more for union organizing. She was literally out with the UPS and I believe the UPS, because they weren't striking. I'm sorry. It was the SAG-AFTRA strike early on. She also, by the way, people criticize her for this. I would criticize her for this. I think she was wrong. This is where you can have a disagreement without saying she's a sellout. When Amazon was having in Bessemer, Alabama, was having their organizing around unionization, people were saying, oh, she's a sellout, she's not there. Well, actually, organizers asked them not to come yet. That's why Bernie Sanders wasn't leading the way. That's why Elizabeth Warren wasn't leading the way. That's why other Congress people weren't out there with them, because at the time, they didn't necessarily see it as a huge benefit to have these elected officials there. Now that the dynamics have changed, people want it, they view it as a positive thing. I view it as a positive thing. I think it's a good idea to have as many eyes as you can get on these union elections, Starbucks, etc., right? AOC did more for the DSA alone, which whatever you feel about the DSA, on her election than any other single elected official in the history of that organization. And the list goes on and on. Now, people are going to pinpoint this endorsement of Joe Biden and say, why is she endorsing Joe Biden? She can endorse Marianne Williamson. Why? Well, we could ask the same question. How come Bernie Sanders endorsed Joe Biden? He could endorse Marianne Williamson or Bobby Kennedy Jr. They're both running in the Democratic primary. Well, here's the thing. There is pragmatic politics, which, is not as sexy as the purist. And then there is the purist side of things. When you look at the pragmatic side and you say, okay, AOC has a long time, most likely, ahead of her in this seat. She needs to build a coalition. She needs to build these relationships and expand the left. Bernie Sanders is the same thing. We have to stop with the crap about being elitist, because a lot of, let's be honest, this is on the center left, this is on the right, this is on the left, are elitist. And I don't mean like in a class way. I mean like in a, I'm morally superior because I don't believe in X, Y, and Z, and you believe in A, B, and C. And if we, just in isolation, said in 2024, your options are Trump and Biden, the answer is clear. If you're in a primary where you have the sitting president as an elected congressman or congresswoman or senator running against a whack job anti-vaxxer or Marianne Williamson, who, although has some decent policy takes, is also kind of aloof. You have to prioritize a longer-term strategy and advocate for people that are not 100% with you, but are closer. It is a lot easier to be ideologically pure when you have no power. Which, again, the left has no power. Whether we like that or not, people claim, the Republicans want to claim that the left, the progressive left, the AOC is controlling Joe Biden. AOC is personally turning the frogs gay. No. The left has, and I mean progressives, have like 25 to 30 genuine progressive caucus members. And there's maybe 10 senators that I consider actually progressive. And like, even you look at someone like Senator John Fetterman, which like backed off of Medicare for All, backed off of fracking. I mean, there's a number of issues that arise to get in some of these positions of power. And we don't know how these people vote on these issues. And this is where it's like, what is the reality? Who knows? Who knows? But like, to call AOC like a sellout, or to say that she is a regular Democrat, just completely throws the baby out with the bathwater. It completely jumps the shark. And there is no, if not, like, let's just be honest here, if not AOC, who takes up the mantle after Bernie Sanders? What is the progressive movement right now without Bernie Sanders? Nothing. It is leaderless. It is rudderless. And if not AOC, then I don't know who. Like, please tell me, in the chat, in the comments to this or in the chat. I see her as a vessel for leadership in the future. You don't have to agree with every single decision. But it is clear in a presidential primary right now that endorsing the president is going to get you, and I mean you in the colloquial sense, meaning Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. Remember that, let's realize this, that the Biden administration's labor policies are the best that they're the best presidential labor policies in 30, 40 years because Bernie Sanders helped craft the agenda for Biden and then got certain people into the administration. The focus on the National Labor Relations Board is because of Bernie Sanders and running in that primary and coming close to winning. And then when he was going to lose, dropping out and supporting the candidate, not saying, "Oh, I'm going to take my ball and go home." Because trust me, that's what you want to do when you are losing or you have lost. You want to say, "I'm done. I'm backing out. I don't want to do anymore." You're on your own. I know the feeling. But the way to build coalitions, the way for a long-term solution, the way to promote and build progressive policy in the long term is building across, up and down, diagonally, as many coalitions as you can. And sometimes it takes these decisions that we don't all love. I mean, I support her endorsing Joe Biden. I think that anybody that's voting for Marianne Williamson is throwing away the vote. It's kind of a waste, but for a purity sense, go right ahead. Anybody that is voting for Bobby Kennedy Jr. is voting for a whack job. And obviously, if you're voting for the Republican, then good luck to you.